team that maybe...
LA has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And now let's have a look at the NBA's top snipers. Shooting guards with the highest percentage from three-point territory over the last month. Freak is second.
You don't have to be a great shooter to play two guard, but it does help. And pretty much all of these guys fit into that great category.
Yeah, that's safe to say. I mean, these guys don't know the meaning of cold streaks. They're either hot, red hot, or sizzling. Those are the kind of shooters they are from downtown.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against Indiana.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Smith. Grant gets a wide-open look. Misses the three.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
King, that's good. 1:46 left in the first quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I briefly spoke with Brett Brown. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks. They're thinking about their defense right off the bat here.
Yeah, great thought, really, to have coming out of the locker room. Worry about making stops first and foremost. Let the offense take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree somewhat, but at some point you've got to do some work offensively as well. They can't rely on defense alone.
Lets it go from deep. That is good. Kings got 7 points in the game.
They're not going to run that play very often, but hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that three.
Noel sets a screen for Smith. Feeds to Noel. Out to Thompson. Pulls up. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Here's Clarkson. Here's...
And you could see that dunk coming from a mile away. I mean, he lives for those moments.
And so do all of his fans. He doesn't disappoint. Clark, when he's got a clear path to the bucket, he's going to do something, you know, special.
And, Kevin, you're right. He definitely had a clear path on that one. Very little defense being played right there.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And he sinks the second. 20 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Smith up top. He's covered by Clarkson. Smith outside. Out to Thompson from outside the arc. 3 seconds left. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark. So it's both teams making substitutions here. The 76ers trail by 12. Last season, the first season of action for Nerlens Noel, officially a rookie after sitting out the 2014 season. He looked good, and he got better as the season was going on.
A great point. I think that year off really helped him grow as a player. Coming into the draft when he came out, he was a guy who I thought had one of the most unbelievable motors I had ever seen. And you know what? Everything he was hyped up to be, he lived up to on the defensive end.
So for the Lakers right now, King in at shooting guard. Larry Nance out there with Young. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Randall in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's Smith penetrating. The 76ers with another miss.
And for Noel, I really think he took off in the back half of the season. Up to scoring, his shooting percentage, and his rebounding. You can see him getting better almost every game.
Can't hit, so Philadelphia will take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
You know, the other thing they've been able to do in the early going is to get to the free throw line and convert tonight.
And by the end of the season last year, Noel was completely different as a player. Always a defensive force in the league. His development is probably going faster than many expected.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Freak kicks to Randall. Back to King, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Embiid sets the pick for Smith. Thompson outside. Brand against Nance. Clock at 6. Embiid sets the pick for Smith. Brand passes to Covington. Brand kicks to Thompson. Screen by Brand. Passes to Embiid. They double him with Freak. Now the feed to Covington. Smith on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah, and Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago, it was Nerlens Noel who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric who played overseas, and now Embiid.
Freak kicks to Clarkson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Out to the right wing. Covington dishes to Thompson.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Los Angeles leading by 18. Here's Clarkson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And Freak throws it down.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
And so a pretty lot.
Well, Roy, you've got...
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close. Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Okafor. Noel comes in for Carl Landry. And Smith subbed in for Hollis Thompson. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Julius Randle's checked in for Hibbert. Nance comes in for Brandon Bass. Nick Young's checked in for Bryant. And King subbed in for Williams. Noel and Embiid patrol the paint together inside. Then it's Smith. Then it's Robert Covington. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Up top, King. 19 points in the game. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Covington.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's King. And that one goes long.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season. After all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around, they settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense has its fits and starts, but defensively they found some traction. Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Russell passes to King. Dishes it to Randle, 14 feet away. Here's Nance, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. And the Lakers lead by 12. Inside. Embiid, no good.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Here's King, and there's another one for the Lakers.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Russell against Smith. Pass to Noel. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
Good on the shot.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Embiid with the screen on Russell. Pass to Noel. Nance with some nice D.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done. You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Shot is no good.
Okay, Philadelphia, let's give a hand to your own Sixers dancers.
Welcome back as we get ready to start. And so the Lakers take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith without freak. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
I know Freak's going to have a lot of people back home in Harlem extremely proud of the way he played tonight, and they should be proud of him because his play was genius. Just a textbook example of how to gain a mental edge and continue to exploit it.
He came off the bench and torched him tonight. That's my torch sound, Ernie. I know it don't sound like a torch, but I know you feel the heat. I don't think the plan was for him to play as big as he did tonight. But once this kid hit the floor, it didn't take long for him to take over.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr.
Wow, the Christmas Day game. I didn't expect to be on this stage as a rookie, but it'll be exciting, no doubt. I watched the NBA all day long on Christmas growing up, and to think that kids out there will be seeing me be a part of that, it's surreal. And I've never been one to disappoint the kids, so I better go out there and put on a show.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, they may share a building, but there's no love lost between these two teams. Up next, the Los Angeles Clippers up against the Los Angeles Lakers. They look to start a... Clippers trail by 4. Stevenson kicks to Rivers. Kicks it out to Crawford. Tries it from 19. No good.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. Freak number 1.
And his confidence is going to keep growing if he continues shooting like he has over the past month.
And what I like about him is he rarely pulls the trigger unless he has a quality look, an open look. And he's cagey and crafty in how he creates room for himself to get his shot off. Well, I love his offensive presence. A lot of poise he plays that end of the floor with.
Crawford's shot is good.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
Clarkson kicks to Freak. Bass, a screen on Crawford. Corner shot. And it's Freak missing.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've brought it in terms of having another level of intensity right from the tip.
Last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to Oklahoma City. Young outside. Looking for Bass. He gets it there. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Johnson for three. They get it back. The Lakers in the lead. Now the Lakers on the break. Freak with the ball.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Johnson outside from the arc. And that one's good. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Clarkson passes to King. Dishes it to Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. The Lakers working the ball around now. Young releases from the wing and drills it. And the Lakers lead by 3. For Los Angeles, they've gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Johnson attacking. That falls. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. 7 points for Johnson.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Stevenson. Averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
And a wide open look for Freak. And another basket for the Lakers.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target. And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of threes.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first. Clarkson kicks to Bass, and Jordan sends it back. Now here's Rivers, looking for his first basket still in this one. Back to Crawford. Lots of room. Second shot opportunity.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Good on the second free throw. There's 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clarkson dishes to Freak. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. King's got 6. For the Clippers, you think of Lob City, and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up Jays a game.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Good on the shot. Crawford, no one around him. Gets a very good look and converts. Clarkson passes to King. 1 second left. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the line for him here. And the first one at the line is good. And the Lakers making a change here.
At the line for 2.
And both free throws good from Freak. Earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team. When your starters feel that good about their second. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Brandon Bass is checked in for Hibbert. Nance comes in for Kobe. King's checked in for Williams. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Russell. The Clippers also making some changes. Jordan comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. And it's Stevenson in at the small forward position. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak, in the last matchup against the Thunder, boy, was he tremendous. He finished with 24 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. This outing just the latest from him in what has been an incredible display of basketball.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that was something special.
And I love that no matter what approach they tried against him, nothing worked. I mean, he was ready for everything.
It makes you wonder what kind of defense they'll throw at him tonight. I mean, however they choose to play him, it's still going to take a special effort to keep him under control.
Crawford kicks to Johnson, and it's Jordan atop the key. Paul outside. Griffin dishes to Crawford. Crawford with another miss.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year in their push to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
Paul outside. In the corner, it's Crawford. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists in the game.
The defense has to locate him when he slides into the corner. I mean, that's his shot. You can't just give it to him.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford. Julius Randle's checked in for Nance. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Rivers checked in. Clarkson passes to King. Clock at 4. Launches a 3. Can't get it to go. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Yeah, it's really plain as pound cake. They're the better team. I mean, they'll look to prove it again here tonight.
Lakers leading by 9. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Clippers trail by 11. Jordan the screen. Griffin kicks to Crawford. Crawford missing again.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Really good point, Greg. I mean, you want to keep that balance, and attacking inside creates space for shooters, and having shooters creates opportunities inside, so it works hand in glove.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Rivers dishes to Griffin. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
Yeah, what a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Johnson, a wide open look. That 3 off the mark. And here are the Lakers. They're on a 14-5 run here. And it's world peace missing.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Lakers leading by 11. Clarkson passes to King. From deep. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
There's Crawford with the 3. And it's King with the rebound. King's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Shot's good.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Now here's Rivers. He's covered by Clarkson. Now Rivers. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. For Los Angeles, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
And the first half is...
Thank you, Kevin.
Your Lakers, 63. The Clippers, 50.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't. Some changes here for the Lakers. Randall's checked in for Hibbert. King comes in for Bryant. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Lou Williams. And then for Los Angeles, Lance Stevenson's checked in for Griffin. And it's Crawford in for Paul. King in at the 3. Brandon Bass is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Russell in at the shooting guard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. 2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. It's hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Clippers trail by 10. Crawford outside. He kicks to Redick. Shoots it. Again, Los Angeles.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
Randall with the bucket.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Clarkson. Makes it off the glass. And it's a 12-point Los Angeles lead. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Crawford outside. The rebound by the Lakers.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old-school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a...
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Let's take this chance to bring you now the hottest shooters from downtown this month. Freak is second.
Sometimes a point shooter gets into that rhythm and just keeps carrying it over. That's been the case for him the entire month.
Clarkson kicks to Freak. Bass with a screen for Freak. They double him with Jordan. Feeds it to Clarkson. Pass to Bass. King outside. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with a miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Crawford's shot is good.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Los Angeles leading by 12. King outside. They double him with Jordan. Here's Bass, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Here's King. And the three off target. Clippers trail by 12. Kicks it to Stevenson. From 10 feet out, can't get it to go. Nice D from Russell.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
There's the dish to Freak. That will count. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
That really could be a morale-crushing three-pointer, fellas. What a way to head into the fourth quarter.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Rivers out there with Chris Paul. And it's Crawford at the three, the small forward. Paul with the ball. King with the block. Lets it go. Off target with that shot. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and...
Oh, yeah. Good win.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Freak. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
Seeing Freak dominate the way he did tonight reminded me of watching him play in high school. He was a man among boys. He was a four-time consensus All-American back then.
And that will do it for our special Christmas Day broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports.
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers.